Easter in Ecuador has something for everybody. The kids absolutely loved going on the Easter egg hunt, and the adults get to enjoy one of our favorite Ecuadorian dishes, Fanesca.
In this video, we're going to show you how we celebrate Easter this year, and also we cover some traditional Ecuadorian Easter customs.
Let's go see what the Easter Bunny brought us this year.
Let's go. ¿Ya está listo?
G'day expats, I'm Jason, a digital nomad from Australia that fell in love with Ecuador and never left.
Hi, I'm Michelle. I'm Ecuadorian, and somehow I ended up with this expat. Growing up, Easter traditions were very important for my family, and today I want to share some of those traditions with you.
Perfect. Please like, subscribe and share this video if you can so we can continue to produce more content just like this. I have to admit that I really didn't know what to expect the first time I spent Easter in Ecuador. I knew that Ecuador was a Catholic-based society, so I did assume there was going to be some sort of Easter Mass, but that was about it. Honestly, I didn't even know if the Easter Bunny visited Ecuador. Now, spoiler alert, Easter Bunny does visit Ecuador, but Michelle had some very different Easter traditions growing up.
Exactly. Even though I enjoy the egg hunting with the kids today in La Junta in Cuenca, it made me miss some of the Ecuadorian traditions that I had while growing up. In this video, we want to show you some of these traditions so you can see how they've been evolving into something more modern and inclusive.
And we'll also show you our favorite recipes so you can try making the famous Fanesca at home, which we highly recommend.
That's a great idea, Jason.
One of the main differences that I have noticed is simply the duration of the holiday. In Australia, Easter tends to go from Easter Friday until Easter Monday, where you do have a few events mixed in there. You do have a couple public holidays, which is super sweet. But here in Ecuador, the holiday seems to last a lot longer. Michelle, why is that?
Well, we don't celebrate just the Easter, we celebrate the Holy Week. So the celebrations start the previous Sunday when we remember how Jesus was welcomed into Jerusalem. There was a lot of people on the streets with big palms, really excited to see him.
So is that like when we were driving around the old town of Cuenca last Sunday and we saw a lot of people leaving the church and they were each carrying this like little plant, it looked like, but it was actually some sort of frond?
Yes, exactly. So they go to the mass, they have the celebration, and afterwards the priest comes and bless with holy water so they can get this bouquet to their houses and have it for protection.
I get it. So Holy Week here in Ecuador starts with Domingo de Palmas, but what comes next, Michelle?
It's all about family time. People gathers in the family house, especially in the grandma's house, and they start the preparation of some of the big meals that we call Fanesca. I remember as a kid that I was in charge of peeling up the grains, which is something that it can be a little bit boring, but as an adult now, I can appreciate this family time with everybody. And also you have the elder people reading the Bible, so the little ones can know what was going on in Jesus' life until Easter.
Sadly, this week-long preparation of Fanesca doesn't actually happen in our house. You see, Michelle's grandmother died and the tradition, it kind of stopped a little bit with her, but it is something that we are looking to resurrect over the next couple of years or so. So the process of making Fanesca is obviously very important for bringing the family together, but what is Fanesca and how do we make it?
Okay, so you may know Fanesca as a soup, but in my house and family, Fanesca was an entire meal. You have the creamy soup at the beginning, and then you have something called molo, which is mashed potatoes served in a lettuce and with a piece of cheese and onion. And then you have dessert. This is a sweet fig with cheese. Yeah, we love cheese. Fanesca, the soup, was made with 12 grains that represent the 12 apostles and the fish that represent Jesus. So family comes together and prepare these things, and also we have some side things that you put on top of the fanesca that are little empanadas, some cheese, some sweet bananas, fried bananas, and that make the soup really delicious, right?
It is, except personally, I really don't like the fish part of it. It is like super salty, it's kind of got like a bit of a weird texture for me, so I'm not a fan. So I really love the restaurants that go out of their way to cook the fanesca and the fish separately, then they serve the fish on the side so you can enjoy the fanesca with or without fish. But do you enjoy the fish, or you hate it too?
Well, this is a really interesting question to ask Ecuadorians. I believe that when you ask an Ecuadorian if they enjoyed fanesca when they were kids, I'm 90% sure that they're gonna say no. That was my experience. I remember when I was a kid and they said it's the Holy Week, I was like, oh no, we're gonna have that soup. But now that I'm an adult, I appreciate the entire thing, even the fish.
Perfect.
Another tradition that we have on the Holy Week takes place on the Holy Friday. And as a Quiteñan, I can say that one of the biggest parades in this day takes place in my city. It's called Jesús del Gran Poder.
And this parade is crazy. Honestly, it blew my mind when I first saw it because everybody just takes it so seriously. Everyone that participates is wearing these long purple robes, they have these big pointy purple hats, and it looks like they're going to a KKK march.
But it hasn't to do with the KKK meetings. These are just regular people who believe that dressing like a cucuruchos, as we call them, they are gonna clean their sins. So they go to the streets and walk all the way to the old town, stopping in different churches representing Jesus Christ's passion. This celebration finished in San Francisco Plaza, where a big mass is held there.
Yeah, to me, it's very much like the movie Passion of the Christ. You got people that are whipping themselves, people that are drawing blood. It's actually pretty extreme. And so I think it's an awesome spectacle to go and watch. But just bear in mind that it may not be for everybody, and you definitely want to keep kids at home for this one.
So finally, we have Easter Sunday. And I feel like the traditions around this day is going to be something similar to what you have around the world.
Yeah, so you're probably going to start the day by going to Easter Mass at church, then you're going to have lunch. Here in Ecuador, it's obviously going to be a nice big fanesca, and then after that, you're just going to spend a lot of quality time with your family.
In my personal case, we did have the egg hunting game, but this is because my dad is a tour guide and he had some influence, external influence, that made this additional tradition for us.
So like most traditions, this one is also evolving. And whilst it's tempting to be a little bit sad about this evolution, I do see it as a good opportunity to be a little bit more inclusive.
One of the changes that I've seen so far is in the preparation of the fanesca. Now fanesca has its own contest, and there are some restaurants and hotels that are preparing the fanesca. So commercially this is good because fanesca is getting noticed. But as a tradition, the people are preferring to go to these hotels or restaurants to try the best fanesca instead of going to the grandma's house and prepare it themselves. I had this experience in my family a couple of years ago when my grandma died. And our family, instead of doing the fanesca, we decided to go to a hotel and have this fanesca served there.
But it was still very good, don't worry.
Yes. And the other thing that I see some changes is in the parades. Now they are less extreme, less blood, which is really good for everybody involved.
And what I have noticed is that Easter isn't necessarily just focused on Jesus Christ anymore, or Christianity in general. The key message isn't about religion, it's about spending more quality time together with your family, and that is something that we can certainly get behind. So that brings us to today. Obviously, we couldn't go to Quito to spend time with our family because of all the different restrictions that are in place because of COVID. And so we wanted to try and come up with a traditional activity that we could continue today and perhaps continue on in the future as well.
That's why we decided to have some egg hunting fun with the kids. And this is something that brings me a lot of joy because that's one of the best memories that I have with my dad. And I like that we are continuing with this tradition. For this year's celebration, we chose La Junta. This is a local and international food restaurant owned by an expat and Ecuadorian family like us. This is located in an ancient Cuenca house with beautiful gardens that were perfect for this activity.
We started the day with a lovely breakfast. It was pretty simple, just some pancakes and some chocolate milk, but it was cooked well. The kids really enjoyed it and the adults did too. And then afterwards we did go out for a quick briefing around the rules for the Easter egg hunt. And honestly, there was really only one rule, and that was parents, please do not help the kids. But I have to say, I did see quite a few parents guiding their kids towards the eggs, so it's not like it was super well enforced.
The egg hunting game took place in the gardens, and it was really nice to see the kids enjoying with other kids looking for the eggs. There was 3 prizes given to the kids who got the most eggs or the most help. But what we really like is to see that there was a recognition for one of the kids who showed more enthusiasm and also a lot of energy for this game.
Yeah, it was lovely to see. And whilst the kids were sitting there eating all of their chocolate eggs, we had plenty of time to browse the lovely shop at La Junta. The shop itself has a lot of crafts and artisanal products. The quality seems to be really quite good and the range is very wide. And what impressed me was the variety of products that you could get under one roof. Normally you have to sort of tramp around to a bunch of different market stalls to get this range of stuff. So if you did want to do some sort of souvenir shopping in Cuenca, then this would be an ideal spot to do that too.
Great.
I have had some time now to reflect on today's Easter egg hunt experience at La Junta and particularly whether or not that can coexist with some of the more traditional Ecuadorian customs. And whilst it is tempting to say that today was a little bit of a departure from tradition, the most important thing for us is that we're able to establish traditions that include the whole family. So from that point of view, I would definitely call today a success. But I am still very much looking forward to the time that we can re-establish the tradition of making Fanesca with the extended family in a very relaxed environment. Now, of course, this will only happen when it is safe to do so.
Yeah, I agree with you. And I feel like from our family point of view, we consider ourselves spiritual but not religious. So we cherish every single thing and moments that the family traditions provide for us. And of course, as an expat Ecuadorian family, we are looking forward to blend these traditions and make our own.
Now it's time to show you our favorite recipe for making Fanesca.
Yes!
Go and check out this YouTube channel, Lalita. On this channel, you're going to find a whole bunch of recipes for making traditional and modern Ecuadorian cuisine.
And approved by an Ecuadorian.
Absolutely. We've made quite a few of these recipes and they almost always turn out to be pretty good. But with Fanesca, it's definitely a labor of love. And so at least by following this recipe, you're going to have an end result that you're going to be proud of and you're going to find it worth the effort. Now, so go subscribe to her channel and whilst you're there, perhaps even give this video a little thumbs up if you've found our take on Ecuadorian Easter customs to be worthwhile.
And that's it from us. Thank you for watching and we'll catch you in the next video.
Ciao chicos!
Bye!